Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lydia King and I create videos on sewing tutorials, sewing tips and hacks. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're old here, thank you so much for sticking around with me. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to cut and sew this side pleat circle trousers. If it's something you're interested in, please keep watching. So for these trousers, the measurements that we need is your waist circumference, your hip, your trouser length, your crotch length, and your crotch depth. So let's go ahead to calculate your crotch depth. Your crotch depth is your hip divided by 10. So my hip is 42 inches divided by 10. My crotch depth is 4.2 inches. So now go ahead and calculate your waist. Your waist is your actual waist divided by 3. But because for this trouser, we are going to be pleating the side, so I decided to add 12 inches sewing allowance. So now we have our waist to be 42. So I have 42 inches divided by 3 is 14 inches. So now we'll go ahead and calculate the length of the fabric that we are going to fold. So we have our new waist, which is 14 inches, plus our actual trouser length. For me, my trouser length is 40 inches. So 14 inches plus 40 inches, I have 54 inches. So now I'm going to go ahead to measure 54 inches, and then I'm going to fold that 54 inches into two. So at the end of the day, the total number of my fold is going to be 108 inches. So after folding down my fabric into two, that's 54 into 2, I'm going to now form a triangle like so, just like what I'm doing right here. I'm just going to try to form a triangle. I'm going to drag the fabric from one end to the other. So I'm going to use my pin to hold it down because I'm working with crepe, and the crepe I'm working with is quite stretchy, so it moves a lot. So I'm just going to use my pin to hold down my fabric. Then after that, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the next step that we're going to do. Okay, here I am done pinning down my fabric. Please let's listen and follow attentively. So right now we're going to come in by 4.2 inches, which is our crotch depth. So I'm going to come in using my crotch depth like so. I'm going to just come in like so, 4.2 inches. So I'm just going to keep marking 4.2 inches all the way down. Please just watch what I'm doing, just follow what I'm doing. So I'm just going to mark 4.2 inches, and then I'm going to use my rule to join the points together. Okay, so now we are done joining the points together, and you know that our trousers has a side pleat. So, and we've already done the calculation. So now our actual waist now is going to be 14 inches. So I'm just going to measure 14 inches from that point. Please watch the point where my tape is starting. My tape is not starting from the actual point because we had already subtracted 4.2 inches from there. So it's starting from the new point here. So I'm just going to curve that part, and that is going to be my waist circumference. So now to the crotch length. Our crotch length is waist divided by 4. So I'm just going to use my crotch length. For now, for me, my crotch length is 10.5, but I'm going to add 1.5 inches allowance because this trouser is supposed to be a free trouser. So I'm just going to mark 12 inches for my crotch length. So I'm just going to mark it like so, and I'm going to join that line to the other side of my fabric. So after that, we're now going to go ahead to measure our crotch depth, which we already know that my crotch depth is 4.2 inches. So I'm just going to mark 4.2 inches like so. I'm going to confirm that we know it's 4.2 inches. So I'm going to come here. I'm also going to mark 4.2 inches all the way up. So after marking that, I'm just going to use my curve rule to just join those points together. Okay, so right now we are done with our crotch depth. So now we are going to take the full length of our trousers. So please just watch, you're placing your tape at that point that you had placed to get your waist, round waist. So just I'm going to place it there. I'm just going to pin my tape down there so that it doesn't move away. I'm just going to go ahead to take the length of my trousers, which is 40 inches. So if you see that I'm taking 41 inches because I added 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'm just going to take 41 inches round the whole of my fabric. That is going to be my trousers length. So after that, I'm just going to join the points like so, and then I'm going to cut it out. Okay, after cutting it out, this is what we have. So I'm just going to go ahead and also cut out my waist. So I'm going to go ahead to cut out my waist, round my waist like so. If you notice that I'm adding ½ inch allowance there for my waist. So also I'm going to cut out my crotch length, also adding ½ inch sewing allowance for my crotch length. And I'm also going to cut out my crotch depth, also adding ½ inch allowance. So just add ½ inch allowance round your measurement so that it would serve as your sewing allowance. So yes, I'm done. So now I'm just going to open this part of my fabric because this part is on fold. So I'm just going to open it. Please note that the other side of my fabric is still on fold. The two pieces are on fold, but this side we are going to slash it open like so. My waist, I'm going to go ahead to open the fabric like so. So now I'm going to work on my front pattern, my front trousers. So I've opened the fabric like so, and it's two of the fabric that I just took out. So the one down is two. So I'm just going to mark out 1 inch like so, and I'm going to join it to the center of my trousers like what I'm doing right now. Then after joining that point, I'm just going to cut that part out. So this is my front waist. If you notice that the front waist is usually a bit lower than the back waist. So that's what I'm just trying to achieve here. Then after this, I'm just going to go ahead also to work on my front crotch depth. You also know that the front crotch depth is shorter than the back crotch depth. So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to take out ½ inch allowance for my front crotch depth. So I'm just going to take out ½ inch like that all the way down. Like so, just watch what I'm doing. So here I'm just taking out ½ inch allowance all the way down to the length of my trousers, and I'm just going to go ahead to use my scissors to cut that part out. Okay, so now we are done. So now please watch. This is my front pattern. I'm just going to mark out my front pattern so that I don't mix it up. This is my front pattern, this is my back pattern. So now I'm just going to go ahead to stitch my trousers. We are done with the cutting. It's as easy as that. So here I'm marking out my zip length, the length of my zip. That's what I'm doing. So that's where I'm just going to start to stitch my back crotch. Then I'm going to sew it that way. I'm also going to do the same thing with my front crotch. I'm going to sew my front crotch like so. So here I'm done sewing my crotch, I'm done sewing my back crotch, and I'm also done sewing my front crotch. So I'm done with that. So now I'm going to join the two crotches together, my front and back crotch, like so. I'm going to just pin them down because I want to join them together. So after pinning them down like so, I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew round my crotch all the way to the length of my trousers. Then after doing that, I'm just going to bring it back to show you guys what it looks like. Okay guys, this is what my trousers look like after joining my crotch and my crotch depth, and also joining my trousers. Please just take note that the side of my trouser does not have any joining. So now we are going to go ahead to pleat the side. The side is supposed to have a split. So here I'm finding the midpoint of my trousers, which is the center of the side of my trousers, which I had notched earlier. So now I'm just going to confirm my waist measurement so that I would know exactly what quantity or what inches I'm going to fold at the side to have my pleat. So I'm done with my measurement. I confirm. So now I'm just going to go ahead. I have 10 inches free allowance. I'm just going to go ahead to take out 2.5 inches on both sides. So I'm going to pleat that side like so, and I'm going to pin it down. I'm going to do this to both sides. So I'm just going to pleat it Please just watch what I'm doing. I'm pleating it like so. Then I'm going to bring in the other side of my fabric and my waist, and I'm just going to pleat it to join the other pleat. So it's just going to, both pleats are joining together, like they're meeting each other at the center of my side trousers. So that's what I'm doing now. So I just pin both of them together. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Then after pleating that, I'm just going to go ahead to use my band to hold the waist. We are done with our side pleat. This is what my trousers waist looks like. So now my band is my waist measurement plus 2 inches allowance for my zip allowance is 30 inches plus 2 inches allowance, and that's 32 inches. So right now I had iron stay on my band, so I'm just going to place my band like so on my waist, starting from the opening at the back, which is my zip opening. I'm just going to pin it all the way around my waist, and after that I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to join it. Then I'm going to show you what next we're going to be doing. Okay guys, I'm done. I'm joining my waist of my band, and this is what it looks like. So now I'm just going to go ahead to fold my waist like that. I'm starting from the center of my band. I'm just going to fold it like that, and then I'm going to pin it down. Please just watch what I'm doing. So this, I'm just going to fold it down because I want to top stitch that part of my band. I didn't want to weave the band, so I did it this way so it looks neater. And also just pin it like so. I'm just going to do this round my waist. I'm going to do this round the waist of my trousers, and I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew round that part to complete my band. Okay, this is what my band looks like. I'm just removing the pin from the waist because I'm done stitching my band. And yeah, it came out very lovely. This is what it looks like. Yeah. So we're almost done with our trousers. So the next thing we're going to do is to fix our zip. Then after fixing the zip at the back of my pant, we're just going to also fold the hem of our trousers. That's just all we need to do right now, and then I'm going to show you the beauty of those trousers. I was so excited after sewing these trousers. It came out so lovely, and yes, I hope your own comes out lovely too. So yes, after that, this is what my trousers look like. Yeah. So yes, our trousers is ready. This is what the trouser looks like. It came out very well. I really loved it, and I hope yours comes out well too. Let me know in the comment section if you have any question. I'm ready to answer your questions and all. Thank you so much. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and please like our video, and please turn up post notification, like our video. And yes, until I see you on my next video. Bye.